everyone, Morgan here. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I do the majority of my videos at home. And that's because a lot of my videos are about experimentation and figuring things out, making fire different ways, or, trying out a new product in my backyard or whatever. There is a huge misconception when it comes to what being a prepper, survivalist, or bushcrafter means. Most people think that when they think of a prepper or a survivalist or bushcrafter, they think that you have a forest in your backyard. Well, I don't have a forest in my backyard, so I do with the resources that I have. I have a barbecue, I have a cement slab, I have, little things that I can use for a variety of different purposes. I have a couple trees that I can string, a little hammock through. I have resources that I can use in my backyard and in my home in order to practice those greatly necessary skills of a prepper, survivalist, or bushcrafter before even going out into the bush to physically try those skills. Again, I think what a lot of people think a prepper, survivalist, or bushcrafter is somebody who's just out in the bush all the time, just really trying things out all the time. But I don't have the time to go to my nearest park, which is 20 minutes away, to try out these things that I could easily do in my backyard. It's just not realistic. And it shouldn't be realistic for you either. If you don't have a forest in your backyard, or you don't have anywhere that is, designated like a park or somewhere that's cooler than your backyard, then just go in your backyard. And if you live in an apartment, where you can try making fires? In those little barbecue pits. Yeah. Those are great. I used to do that all the time. They don't bother you. They don't care. As long as you're making the fire in the barbecue pit, who cares? Don't let anyone make you feel bad for practicing your skills at home. Okay? That is the whole point of everything ever that we're doing. We are practicing our skills and honing our skills at home or in a familiar place so that if something does go wrong, you have your resources right there ready for you to take care of it. Let's say your house started to burn on fire. Let's just, if you make a fire, don't burn your house down. But let's just say you had to put out the fire for whatever reason. You have your fire extinguisher, or you have a hose, or you have a, canister of water or whatever to put that fire out immediately. You may not have that in an unfamiliar place, or you could get in a lot more trouble if you start a fire in like a park or somewhere else like that. Like a big fire or something. So please don't feel like you're doing anything wrong just because you are practicing your skills and honing your skills at home. That's what you want to do. That is a good thing. You want to practice and hone and make sure you got this. You got this before you even take those skills out into the real world, out into a camping situation, into a hiking situation, or into a situation where seconds can mean life or death. And if you don't know that skill by practicing at home a bazillion times, then you're putting your life at risk every time you go out there. So practice at home. Don't feel bad about it. Don't let anyone make you feel bad about it. Okay, that's my rant. I just want to let you know that it's okay to practice at home, hone those skills, practice those skills in any way that you can. And if that means you only have your home or your backyard or your apartment grill to work with your resources that you have available to you. And don't feel that you're any less of a prepper, survivalist, or bushcrafter just because you're not at a forest every single day. The people that have the resources of the forest in the backyard, that's amazing, that's great. I'm jealous of them, to be quite honest, but that doesn't mean that you should feel any less of a prepper, a survivalist, or a bushcrafter just because you can't be in the forest 24/7. Don't we all wish we could be in the forest 24/7? That's my rant on that subject. I hope I got my point across. Sorry for the rambling. I get very passionate about this kind of stuff. But on that note, I'm going to see you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.